Hey, hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Cooking Homemade with Jill. I am Jill, and we're here in my kitchen in Vermont, and today we're going to be trying some different camera stuff, so maybe it will look better. And we're also going to be making cowboy cookies. I'm sure you've had them maybe, or maybe not. If you haven't, they're delish. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are in my kitchen. And what I've got here are the ingredients to make cowboy cookies. In my bowl, I have a cup and a half of a softened butter. Now, I'm making half of a recipe because the full recipe makes like a million cookies. It's crazy. So into that, oh, and of course, I've forgotten half of my utensils. What else is new? So this is a cup and a half of flour. We're putting in some baking soda, some baking powder. Come on out of there, you rascal. Cinnamon, and a little salt. Whoops. There we go. And I'm going to just, in my too small a bowl, I'm going to just whisk that around a bit, just to get that somewhat incorporated. We're not going to be working on that quite yet. We're going to deal with some of the other ingredients. So here we go. I'm going to do the butter. And into that, I'm going to add sugar, granulated sugar. And here's my trusty spatula. We're going to be putting in some brown sugar. Perfect. Oh, just a minute. Let me go over here. I've got to turn my oven. Of course, I can't remember anything. I'm going to turn my oven on because this is not going to take a whole lot of time. So I just want that to kind of mix up in there. And I've got 2 eggs. And they're going to go in one at a time. And let them incorporate. Perfect. Here's egg number 2. And a little vanilla. Can't do anything without vanilla. I'm going to stop this and scrape down the sides for a sec. I've got stuff way up here. Yummy yum. Cowboy cookies. Yeehaw, right? I'm cowboy. Now, the other thing with cowboy cookies, if you've never made them before, they're humongous. I mean, the recipe calls for... I've actually halved the recipe. I've cut it in half because, oh my God, it makes a million cookies. So we're only doing half for that one reason. And you're supposed to make them like huge, like, you know, lunch plate size. And I'm not going to do that either. Yeah, that's me. I'm doing it my own way. So in goes the flour mixture with the salt and the leavening and all the rest of that. We're going to just get that in there. Let that mix around for a while. While we're doing that, see, we're in rookie status here with this. You're gonna see everything today. I need some parchment paper. I hope you don't get dizzy. That's my hope. All right, that looks good. Now, here goes the rest of the ingredients. Here is some rolled oats, old-fashioned rolled oats. I have some coconut. Some people don't like coconut, but you know what? You don't really taste it. So I just want to put that in there and give that a quicker whiz. Because the rest of this, we're going to have to do by hand because we're going to put in some chocolate chips and, oh boy, yum, yum, and some nuts. Now, the recipe calls for pecans. Is it pecans or pecans? I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't really care for them. It's a texture thing for me. So I'm putting in walnuts. It doesn't matter. You can put in whatever kind of nut floats your boat. Walnuts do it for me. We're going to need a much larger spoon to stir this stuff around. We'll try one of these. And in go my chocolate chips. These are semi-sweet chocolate chips. And my chopped up walnuts. And see what we can do about getting this kind of mixed together. See how fast this was? Oh my gosh. We're going to have cookies here in no time. Yoo-hoo. Oh boy, this is an workout. But that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Ooh. All right. Pow, I think that is mixed enough. Let me clear the decks a bit. And bring one of my cookie sheets. This is not exactly a cookie sheet, but this is what we're using. And I'm going to use just, a soup spoon, kind of like a tablespoon. Because it says to do 1/4 cup. That's probably close to 1/4 cup right there. So this is the experimental batch. Because, if you do 1/4 cup, and you certainly can, this is looking 1/4 cup size, it's like about, 300-400 calories per cookie. Yipes. That's a lot, seems to me. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to see how this goes. Yep, I know. Should have another utensil to help scrape, but not doing that. Oh boy. They look kind of delish. So I guess we're only doing, now my oven will only hold one of these at a time, and it's not quite up to temperature yet, but could anything be any easier or quicker than that? You can make these with your grandkids or your kids or just for yourself. They're just going to be absolutely delicious. Now I have to check out and see how long they cook, because of course I can't remember, nor can I see. 15 to 17 minutes. All right. And that's the full 1/4 cup size, which is what really actually what I think I've got here. I don't know how you'd make them smaller, do you? I suppose we could do that. We'll do the next batch with a smaller spoon. That might be helpful. I don't know. Yay, some crow. All right, we'll just try these first. I told the folks at work that I would bring some in, so. All right. My oven's not quite with me, but we'll just leave it in for a little bit longer. There it goes, and we'll be back when these are cooked. Okay, friends, here are the first batch of cookies that we did that are as big as you please. They're huge. I've had a little bit. They're really delicious. And here's the second batch I made. These are small. These are just out of the oven, so I'm not going to touch them too much. But as you can see, they're much smaller. These took about 14 minutes to bake, and they'll continue to, cook a bit here in the pan while they cool. And these were in it like 17 minutes. So I urge you to try Cowboy Cookies if you haven't done so. They're delicious and nutritious. They have oats in them. So I want to thank you for joining me again for another episode of Cooking Homemade with Jill. Please like and follow or subscribe to my channel. It's much appreciated. I'll see you next time.